Hi, I'm Dustin Mason, and here's 5 hidden features that you might only know if you drive an ES 350. But before I get into that, make sure you hit like and subscribe for more Lexus-related content. Number 1 is what Lexus calls seat in control concept, meaning as you're driving, everything that you need to see is going to be in your line of vision. A great example of this is the Sport, Normal, and Eco mode switch. In previous models, it was down on the center console and you had to look down to use it. But now it's up sort of by where you put your hands and you don't have to take your eyes off the road to be able to manage that switch. Next is the engine itself. The 3.5 liter V6 that is so smooth, even when you're sitting in it, you don't feel any vibration at all. And it has so much power to those front wheels that every time you step on it, it'll surprisingly get up to speed very quickly, and it takes regular gas, so that's always a big win. The next is how solid everything is. Let me show you. Next is the interior materials. Everywhere you look in the ES 350, there's different layers that the longer you drive and get used to, you notice more of them. What I mean by that is even, the matte black sort of wood trim that's on the steering wheel, but also kind of appointed on the dash and the top of the door panels. Then we have some different layers in the center, some piano black finishes, some brushed black finishes, as well as aluminum trim, some different layers of stitching, and everything you touch, including the door handles and buttons, all feel better than if they cheaped out on it, if that makes sense. So everything's kind of like aluminum or a heavy plastic or like a wood grain instead of just like a cheap plastic that, what most cars would have. Okay, my final hidden feature on the ES 350, and it took me so long to even realize this existed, and that's this little trap door that's right by the gear shifter that opens up to have the USB, the USB-C, and then also the kind of the shift override button. And then when you don't want it, it just closes right back. And actually the trap door kind of lowers and goes into the console instead of just sliding on top of it, which is cool. And then when it comes back, it sort of lifts back up. Also, that you won't find any brochure, when they redesigned or did the refresh on the ES, instead of having the phone holder that's kind of straight up and down, and that if you had a bigger phone or as phones started to get bigger, it became less useful, they sort of opened up this little space sort of in front of the cup holders. And that goes well with how practical this center console is anyway. We have a wireless charger here, as well as the glove box that opens up from both sides. And it's just great and super useful. So there you have it. After driving the ES 350 for a number of months now, those are my 5 hidden features that I only would have noticed after spending a little bit of time with it. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of this style of video. And remember, I'm Dustin Mason from Performance Lexus in St. Catharines. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and maybe come buy an ES 350.